All right, Pisces, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast. This is for the 19th of October through the 25th. My name is Athen. So this week we've got a first quarter phase, which is about action, drive, and moving forward with the new beginnings, which for you has been involving your one-on-one connections, relationships, maybe business things, legal matters for some of you, but at the very least, the one-on-one connections, new and existing ones. So new beginnings there, and that's a great way to continuously grow in the short term and the long term of the next 6 months. And and growing and expanding on that level. So that's going to be the backdrop while we have these important aspects going on this week. At the beginning on Monday, Mars conjoining up to Jupiter. This is all taking place in your 6th house of daily activities, of work, health, diet, routine, self-improvement, whatever it might be for you specifically. But good motivation, good drive here to be implemented with the daily stuff. Good opportunities over the next year, I would say, for health, diet, work, stuff like that. And this early part, though, quite motivating, I would say, to maybe get involved with some of the career stuff. This is your ruler, so you should be feeling quite motivated in general. And involving some financial stuff, or maybe even the philosophical stuff, maybe some opportunities there if you've noticed that the last week, maybe continuing this early part of the week, this week. So that's going to be the first couple days, and then from about Wednesday through Saturday, Mars opposes up to Chiron. So those things relating to the more adventurous, philosophical, or financial, material aspects of life are going through a healing this week, and I think naturally by the end of the week you'll feel quite rejuvenated in those regards. And again, it's all about having this spiritual presence into the daily spheres, and that discipline into the spiritual stuff, whether it's the meditation or the yoga or whatever. And naturally through that, you find that balance and harmony between these two areas that is so important. And naturally, too, you can find that your motivation, your drive, energy levels are increasing when you are getting that rest and relaxation, which is where you have this sort of healing taking place right now at the moment with Chiron in your 12th house. So with that, Wednesday, or actually Thursday and Friday, Mercury is going to be squaring up to Pluto, as well as Venus trining up to Pluto. So there is this kind of dual energy of Pluto, one involving Mercury, who's been in that 7th house. Maybe you've been communicating or thinking in the relationship spheres. And so it's very important with all of your communications, specifically around relationship matters, home and family matters, either your 4th or your 7th house energy, which is what Mercury rules. Bring that extra attention there, both in this middle to later part, as well as the very end of the week, since Mercury will then oppose up to Uranus, forming this T-square up to this Pluto-Uranus square that's been going on. So relationships are great. They're continuously growing in the long term, and this week bringing that extra attention to them and watching any type of power struggles or extremes with Pluto squaring up to Mercury like that, maybe even involving the emotional body or with home and family, and coming from compassion, coming from that centered place, then it really does help this become very constructive. And seeing too that with relationships, there's also self, and there's this true self, this unique self of yours, which is Uranus in the 1st house. And as long as you're not going to any extremes, it's about, expressing yourself, having that sort of assertiveness, that healthy assertiveness that can really go a long ways in relationships. And what's really good for you is what's good for relationships, in terms of not anything that's good for you, but what is actually good for you is good for those relationships, and seeing the balance and balancing self and other, and the importance of saying that we all are very similar in many regards. So that's going to be an important energy, since Mercury is forming that T-square. But within that context, Venus is conjoining up to your ruler Jupiter this weekend and into next week. So very nice. You guys should be feeling good, looking good, maybe in the work sector, in the daily sector. Again, more expansion there and opportunity there in that area, depending on your personal chart, to the degree of that and the timing as well. But still good to have this conjunction. Venus is your 3rd house of communication. So over the weekend, I think naturally you are feeling quite optimistic, quite expansive with whatever it is you're thinking or communicating about. And again, I think just as long as there is that extra tension on Mercury, then it's a great weekend for socializing. It's a great weekend for maybe taking care of some work, getting that alone time, that discipline, just taking care of the daily stuff could be quite enjoyable and quite expansive as well. You could even enjoy career stuff, surprisingly. But that's going into next week, and that'll be an ongoing transit for you. All right, Pisces, so I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.